Hey, Dr. Film here, and yes, I'm qualified to have that name. Before we begin, you should know that this review will contain no spoilers. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for reviews and more. And so, without further ado, let us begin reviewing Boy Kills World.
Characters and humor.
Alright now, let's first take a look at our main character, Boy, played by Bill Skarsgård. I kid you not, that's his name in this movie, Boy. No, not that boy, just Boy, that's it! As I was saying, the main character was pretty generic. His backstory was generic, even his motivation for revenge is also generic. But to be fair, what saved his character from being unforgettable was Bill Skarsgård's physical performance. It's pretty obvious that he came prepared for this role, and the results were pretty astounding.
It was sort of like learning a completely new language. We trained for 6 weeks, transforming my body to fit the role. Then on top of that, learn how to fight. Not only the action, but the physicality of how the character moved.
And not only that, Bill Skarsgård did a solid job with his performance, particularly with his facial expressions. Which brings us to the inner voice of Boy, voiced by Bob. This actor. Every time his voice comes in on screen, you can't help but love this guy. And believe it or not, there are some pretty hilarious moments. As for the humor in this film can be pretty funny at times. Although, there are at times where the humor falls flat, especially in scenes where the other characters try to be funny. But to be fair, the film makes up for the humor with the inner voice, such as this.
Apple camels.
Apple what? That can't be right.
Dodo buns for long limbs.
Uh-oh, can't read his lips. Is he mumbling in a different language?
How can you not laugh at this? Oh, and as for the other characters I mentioned, yeah, they were pretty generic. And as for the villains, what do you want me to say? They were ridiculous, over the top, and not that memorable. I mean, seriously, you guys, how many times did this actress play a big villain in any other movie or content? Why am I not surprised?
Action and story.
The action was fast, exhilarating, and it delivered some top-notch fighting choreography. Although, I have to confess, some of the action does have these shaky camera moments where it throws you off quite a bit. And as soon as we get to the climax, well, that right there is a whole other topic that we need to discuss. Which brings us to the story. If you want to call it that, because honestly, it felt like it was lazily written at the last minute. For one, the pacing was completely uneven, the story contains themes and concepts that you've seen before, it doesn't have a 3-act structure, and most of all, the twist near the end of the movie. Bro, that twist caught me off guard so much that I don't even consider it as a good twist. I mean, where was the build-up and the clues that I needed to see? Not to mention, the tone of this movie completely shifted after the twist was revealed. It wasn't the same goofy, dark comedy action film that I was watching a few minutes ago. It suddenly turned into a different action movie entirely. Like, what? Oh, and as for the climax I mentioned, that fight scene was excellent, hands down. But for the twist? Not my cup of tea.
Oh, that sucks.
Overall, my friends, this movie was pretty average. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this movie was a complete waste of time, for there are some good qualities I liked about this movie. For one, the action was fantastic, and having Bill Skarsgård as the main lead was a great choice, including H. Jon Benjamin as the inner voice. But on the other hand, the rest of the film was not exactly too pretty. The side characters were generic, the villains were over the top and silly, and the story itself was completely unoriginal. Look guys, if you're looking for a film that has mindless action, cool one-liners, and sick humor, this film will deliver it. But if you're looking for a film that offers more than that, I'm afraid you're looking in the wrong place here. With all that said, I give Boy Kills World a 7.5 out of 10. Well guys, that's the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, and please follow me on Instagram at Dr. Phil Ronces. And you are more than welcome to follow me on TikTok for more fun videos and content. And as always, I will see you guys at our next appointment.